Have you ever asked yourself, Lord, why haven't you brought the right person into my life yet? Why am I still alone even though I've prayed for so long? Here is the truth. God does not send someone according to your calendar. He sends them according to your spiritual season. We often think God is late, but Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. This means one thing. If you haven't met the right person yet, it is not because God forgot you. It is not because you are unworthy. It is not because your destiny is delayed. It is because God is preparing a new season, a season where His love becomes your foundation, not your emotions. Many people believe that the right person comes when they are lonely, broken, or desperate. But throughout Scripture, God never brings the right person into chaos. He brings them when your heart is aligned, not when you need someone to fill your emptiness. The right person does not come to reduce your loneliness. They come to walk with you in purpose, to stand with you in calling, and to glorify God together. And today, I want to share with you 3 divine moments, 3 holy seasons when God most often brings the right person into your life. These moments are not random. They are not accidental. They arrive on time, on purpose, and according to His perfect design. You are not delayed. You are being guided.
There is a holy moment in your journey when God gently pulls your heart back to Him before He ever brings someone into your life. Because God will not build a covenant on a foundation of emotional need, insecurity, or loneliness. He builds it on wholeness, alignment, and intimacy with Him. This is why one of the most powerful moments where God prepares the arrival of the right person is the moment you come back to Him, fully, honestly, and without fear. The right person usually doesn't show up when you are looking for someone to fill your emptiness. They appear when your soul has found rest in God. Psalm 73:28 NIV says, "But as for me, it is good to be near God." When God becomes your anchor, relationships stop being a rescue mission and start becoming a calling. Your worth no longer comes from who texts you, notices you, or chooses you. It comes from the one who already called you His. And only then does God open the door for someone who can love you from a place of strength, not to fix you, but to walk with you. God often waits until you stop running after people who were never meant to stay, because the right person cannot recognize you while you are still trying to become what someone else wanted you to be. Psalm 37:4 ESV says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." This is more than a promise. It is a realignment. When you delight in God, your desires shift, your standards rise, and your spirit becomes sensitive to the one He is preparing for you. You stop craving toxic connections. You stop chasing temporary affection. You stop confusing emotional intensity with spiritual destiny. Signs you're in this divine season? You feel a new peace settling over your heart. You no longer cling to people who walk away. You heal without needing a replacement relationship. You seek purpose more than attention. You feel complete in God, even while waiting. And it's in this season, when your heart is steady, when your identity is rooted, when your spirit is truly aligned, that God quietly begins to orchestrate the arrival of the right person. Because God doesn't send the right person to a heart that is still bleeding. He sends them to a heart that has come home.
One of the clearest and most consistent moments when God brings the right person into your life is when you are moving in purpose, not standing still, not waiting passively, and not pausing your life until someone arrives. Because God does not guide parked hearts. He guides moving ones. He aligns destinies with motion, obedience, and faithfulness. The right person often appears not when you're searching, but when you're serving. Not when you're wandering, but when you're walking in obedience. This is why Ruth encountered Boaz, not at home waiting for love, but in the field, faithfully serving Naomi. Ruth 2:3 NIV says, "As it turned out, she was working in a field belonging to Boaz." As it turned out to us, but to heaven it was divine choreography. Your obedience becomes the road where God places divine appointments. The right person is rarely found in desperation. They are found in destiny. Your purpose is not something you stumble into. It is something God orders. Psalm 37:23 NKJV says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord." Notice, steps, not stagnation. God directs people who are moving, people who are serving, learning, growing, even when they don't fully understand what God is doing. You don't need to chase the right person. You just need to keep walking the path God placed before you. The path will lead you to the person. Your job is obedience. God's job is alignment. Opportunities begin to open in unexpected ways. You meet new people by accident, yet the timing feels intentional. You feel drawn to growth, purpose, and responsibility. You feel God repositioning you. New job, new ministry, new environment. You stop feeling stuck even if you don't see the full picture yet. This is the season where heaven rearranges everything around you, not to overwhelm you, but to position you. Because God often brings the right person while you are becoming the person He created you to be. He doesn't connect you based on your loneliness. He connects you based on your calling. And when your steps align with His purpose, your path aligns with the one He has chosen for you.
There is a sacred moment in your journey when God begins to break the walls around your heart. Walls that formed from past pain, betrayal, disappointment, and loss. Because God will not send the right person to a heart that is still bleeding from the wrong ones. He heals you first, so you don't sabotage the blessing He brings. This is one of the clearest moments when God prepares the arrival of the right person. The moment your heart begins to heal. Many people misunderstand healing. They think God is delaying them. But healing is not delay. Healing is alignment. Before God plants something holy in your life, He prepares the soil of your soul. Psalm 147:3 NIV says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." God does not rush this process. He tenderly removes the weeds of old relationships, the stones of past trauma, and the thorns of rejection. He softens what has grown hard. He restores what has been crushed. He rebuilds what was once broken. Not to punish you, but to protect what He is preparing for you. A hardened heart cannot receive love. A fearful heart cannot recognize love. A wounded heart cannot sustain love. This is why God replaces the old heart before He reveals the right person. Ezekiel 36:26 NIV says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you." When God heals you, your heart begins to open again, not recklessly, but wisely. Not out of loneliness, but out of strength. Forgiveness becomes possible. Hope becomes alive again. Love becomes something you're no longer afraid of. This is the season when heaven begins to align connections because your heart can finally hold what God is giving. You no longer want to relive the past. You want to move forward. You stop expecting new people to behave like those who hurt you. Your anger softens, and your hope grows. Your prayers shift from "fix them" to "heal me." You feel peace about being single, not panic. You feel God restoring your joy, identity, and confidence. This is the moment God whispers, "You are ready." Not perfect, but ready. Ready to love with wisdom, not wounds. Ready to build with purpose, not fear. Ready to recognize the one I have prepared for you. And when this healing season arrives, you won't have to chase the right person. You will simply be positioned to meet them. Because God brings the right person, not when your heart is desperate, but when your heart is made whole.
Maybe you've been waiting for years. Maybe you've cried quietly in your room. Maybe you've watched others find love while you wonder, "Lord, when will it be my turn?" Here is God's whisper for you today. You are not behind schedule. You are in my hands, and I am not late. The right person is not found through rushing, forcing, or chasing. They are revealed through alignment, healing, and purpose. Because what God writes cannot be stolen, delayed, or destroyed. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 says, "Though it lingers, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." The love God has for you will arrive on time, not too early when your heart is unprepared, and not too late when your heart is weary. It will come in a season where your spirit is steady, your soul is healed, and your feet are walking in purpose. And when that person arrives, you will understand why every closed door, every lonely night, and every painful goodbye was part of your preparation. The right person will not pull you away from God. They will bring you closer. They will pray with you, walk with you, and build with you. They will feel like peace, not confusion, like clarity, not chaos, like purpose, not pressure. And when God brings the right person, you won't have to beg to be chosen. You will be seen, valued, and loved in a way that glorifies Him. Your story is not over. It is unfolding. And the author of your life is preparing a chapter worth waiting for.